A motion by Helmut.
Welcome to Minutes by Minute. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And as anyone who normally watches this show can see, I'm not Dave Kenny. I'm Dan Zoyce, filling in for Dave Kenny.
Close enough.
Good enough.
Okay, and we're here to talk about what goes on in the village, the township, you know, those government people that make laws and regulations that affect you out there.
That's good conversation. We're going to talk a lot about them.
We are going to be, we're going to talk about ordinances maybe and all kinds of nifty stuff.
That's good conversation.
Yeah, well, the one thing that we do,
We do a lot.
we do is we condense the version of what the meeting might be. And one of us spreads rumors, and since Dave Kenny isn't here, I suspect maybe Dan might spread rumors.
I'll do that well.
I'm pretty sure you will. Okay, but what we do is we condense the size of the meeting. Rather than sit in a meeting for 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it takes. Right?
Then factor in the closed session,
Yeah,
where you have to
factor
sit
that in.
outside.
Right.
That's good time. That's
Right.
It's 3 a.m. now.
And there's no food truck coming by or anything.
They normally have a cookie tray, or I've been promised cookie tray, but there's never a cookie tray. So.
You'll never see a cookie tray. I know you won't. Promises are promises. You folks know about that. And by the way, we do interject some humor from the meetings.
It's good times.
From time to time. And it bubbles to the top or it sinks to the bottom, but we do find it, don't we?
It's going to sink to the bottom.
It's going to sink to the bottom. All right, put your snorkel on and let's go for it. We've got a number of meetings we want to talk about. The first one is the Oxford Village Planning Commission meeting, which was held on June 4th. Shall we talk about that one?
We can talk about that one.
All right, here we go then. The people that serve this board is Rose Bama. Let me see, who else have we got? Oh, Jack Curtis. Gary Douglas is the chairperson, but he was absent at this particular meeting.
He wasn't there.
Wasn't there. And Kelsey Cook was there, and Maureen Helmo serves on the board. Justin Ballard filled in as the chair since Gary Douglas wasn't there. So he did a great job.
Oh, I bet he did.
Yeah,
now, is this the
chimed in to
Oxford
help.
Village?
Yes.
With the countertop that comes way up here, and they have to
Right.
look over?
Yeah, they kind of peek over the top.
Yeah, I've been to this meeting.
Oh, mostly the ladies see. You know,
Yeah, they
cling to
can't
the
see
top.
anything. But they get things done.
Yeah, just
Countertop or no countertop?
Right,
yeah.
just so the audience can know what's going on. They do see people bobbing around behind it, and there's a gavel sound every once in a while.
Got to have the gavel.
Got to have the gavel.
Can't get this meeting under the way without this gavel.
Okay. See how equipped this guy is? I mean, he's very knowledgeable about these meetings. You used to shoot these, didn't you?
Now, the planning meeting, that's the one with the planning guy who sits in the back at his own little table.
Well, no, he sits with everybody else.
Oh, he's up front now?
Oh,
He's
yes,
part of the gang?
Yes,
At one time, he sat in the back, though, at a desk.
Right. One thing about this show is we have to appear like we're knowledgeable.
Like we've been to these meetings and we understand what they're talking about.
Right. And if you don't know what it's all about, let's get on with it.
Yeah,
shall we?
let's actually talk about the meeting and what they did.
Yes, let's do that. Okay, they do the pledge, of course. They got the preliminaries out of the way. The agenda was approved. There was an amendment made to the agenda. And by the way, you folks can gain the actual facts if you want to watch OCTV and
Watch these meetings on OCTV.org.
.org. Yep.
Wow.
And once you find the little thumbprints out there as far as the meetings you're interested in, you can watch the meeting in its entirety or parts of.
Or you can watch this show, and at some point we're going to talk about the meeting, and you don't have to watch the meeting.
That's true.
Yes.
Well, eventually we'll get to it. Well, now is eventual.
This is the
We're
time.
going to do it right now. Okay, so anyway, they did have an amendment, and it had to do with the 19th Amendment, and we'll discuss that a little bit further. You know what the 19th Amendment is?
Oh, I do.
Women's suffrage, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
okay. Did you cover that before?
I did.
Oh, okay. Were you there?
I was. I was actually at this meeting that we're talking about on June 4th.
Fantastic.
I was in the back of the audience.
This is great.
Yes.
I knew it was going to work out.
So they
Okay.
were talking about the 19th Amendment.
Right. And so that was included. It was added as an amendment to the amendment. Have you gathered that?
Let me carry the one. And yeah, I get it. I get it.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Next were the minutes for March 19th, April 16th, and for a special meeting which was held on May 20th. So they were all approved. The next subject they wanted to talk about was marijuana. Can you say smoking?
Oh boy.
Right? You remember that.
This is a big topic, I understand.
It is a big topic.
Oh boy.
Okay, so it's marijuana, and the consultant for the village is Mario Ortega. And he talked about regulations and what the state has approved to go forward. And actually, there's a deadline for September 1st in which you have to either opt in or opt out.
Now the village, even though the state approved this, the village hasn't quite jumped on board yet.
They haven't even crawled on board.
They're not even sure what they're talking about.
Well, they kind of know what they're talking about, but they need to know more information. So the question is to opt out or to opt in. That was the question. And if you don't opt in by September 1st, guess what happens?
What's that?
Or opt.
Oh, you're
or
telling me
opt
to
out.
guess.
Guess.
Oh
yep.
boy. Pertaining to this,
Pertaining to this.
oh, that
yes.
could be anything.
It could almost be anything.
Oh,
And
well-
that means everything, because if you don't opt out, for example, you automatically, after September 1st, they start issuing licenses for your community.
We're going to just make it up as we go then,
Yeah, right.
with or without you.
With or without you.
Yeah.
But the best thing, of course, is for them to opt out.
Opt out.
But they had kind of a moratorium established, and the moratorium was set for October. And the problem with that, of course, is you need to make a decision before October. Obviously, it has to be by September 1st. So actually, it was presented to the village council, and we'll get onto that, not today, but maybe in the next session that we do.
At some point.
At some
so
point.
back in this past November when it was on the ballot and everyone voted yes, that really didn't mean anything.
Well, yes, it did. Well, some depends on the municipality, but over 400 municipalities have opted out.
Yeah.
So that's quite a few. And why did they opt out? Because they want to know
A little bit more.
exactly. That's what they want to know from the state. And so they're going to observe. They sit back, observe. What's going to occur to these other municipalities as they dissolve into the quicksand.
Away they go.
And away they go. So they need to get all the facts together, and so it makes sense, for them to opt out. And to cut this shorter, we want to say that they first of all need to move the moratorium that they have and move it up. And so it has to go to the village council in order to agree to that. It did do that, just to give you a little push into the future here. And they did agree to have additional residents' participation in terms of a meeting and input.
Was
for
that
this.
at the special meeting last month?
That was actually in the village council meeting that they had just 2 days ago.
Oh,
But,
just 2 days ago.
Yeah, but
Okay.
we won't cover that
Yeah,
whole
we're not covering
meeting.
that today.
We have a lot of things to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
We do. And we'll talk more when we come back right after this.
We're taking off? All right.
We'll be back.
Okay.
Welcome back to Minutes by Minute. I'm
Hey.
Elgin Nichols.
All right, and I'm Dan Zoyce, filling in for Dave Kenny.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I might say, pretty good job there.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Should Dave start to worry?
Oh, yeah. No.
No? Okay.
Probably not.
All right, so we're getting on with this. They did discuss the marijuana subject. What's required is they have to have 2 readings for the public, and let me see, what else do they need? They then need to move this to the village council, and they actually make a decision as to what is going to occur, and they did do that.
So
by
all
the
the
way.
planning commission did was discussed it.
Well,
They planned on
yeah.
something.
Well, they make recommendation to the village council, and that's all they do is make recommendation. And in every case, even when they're defining properties and that kind of thing. If there's something unique, in the ordinance that has to be brought before the
We
council.
won't do it, but maybe they will.
They will.
Oh, they're going to.
Yeah.
They might not do it this month's meeting, but they'll table it, maybe do it next month's
Right.
meeting.
Well, the big thing on this marijuana thing is they said, well, what do you want to do? We'd like to know what the village council, what they want, what they plan for us to do. What, they want us to set an ordinance? They want us to start working on an ordinance? They want us to postpone it? What do they want to
Yeah,
do?
we want to get this thing moving.
So they had a special meeting,
Now
as you
it's-
know.
Yes, they did, last month.
Yep, and they did discuss that, and then they put it on the back burner for a while. And then the village council just had their meeting. They said, okay, they should think about working on an ordinance, but they would approve moving forward with this as far as a no-op situation.
Yes, let's
Opt
opt
out.
out of this one.
Yep. But they have what they call a sunset addendum to it, which they can extend it for a period of time also, as far as the state is concerned. So actually, that was what the village council agreed to do the other evening. And so that information was sent on to the planning commission. Planning commission then knows that they need to have public hearings. And then once the public hearings are completed, they'll move forward with their decision as far as voting.
So as of right now, nothing happened.
Well, something did happen.
Something
A lot of things
happened.
They at least,
Things are happening. Wheels are in
yeah,
motion.
they can see the train. The
Yes.
train is getting closer,
It's Not looking
So-
good.
No, it's looking better, actually, than it was 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
or 3
good.
weeks ago. So anyway, the planning commission did get the feedback that they were looking for from the council.
Well, good.
So I think that train is a chugging.
Planning commission
Yep.
happy?
Oh, yeah. Well, they
At the
are.
moment.
They
Oh,
have,
good.
You'd be happy if you're looking for direction and somebody gave it to you. They keep you from getting lost, and that's what they want to do. Is
Okay.
keep on the right track, and,
Oh, all
and so
right.
they will
I
be.
follow.
Again, you
neat.
see the meeting by going to OCCTV.org, or I'm sorry, OCTV.org. Got me all
Just
scrambled
watch.
up here.
Just watch us. Just tune into us. We'll chit chat about it. Tell you what kind of happened and what might happen in the future, and
Yeah,
that's all you need to know.
well, there might be more.
No,
There's nothing more?
no more.
Okay, let it be what it is then.
Yes.
Let it be. Okay, let me see. I did say that 400 people have opted out of this program, and that's quite a few, of course. 115 are waiting to see.
115.
Yeah.
What are they waiting
communities.
on?
They're waiting to gain more information from the state. The state actually is not, totally out forward to you folks to give you the information that's needed. Now, it was voted, and approved, in the township and in the county. So we just need to act appropriately with the ordinance requirements that are presented by the state.
Well, very
The
good.
laws.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay then.
All right. So that pretty much takes care of that meeting, and that's what went on. The motion to opt out.
How long
for
was that
sunset
meeting?
clause. That was quite lengthy because a number of people stood up.
Oh, there was quite a few people in the audience.
Oh, yes.
That's right. That's right. I was there. I recall that now.
Right. Now, there's quite a process to this, and just being able to make the marijuana available, for example. There's growers, there's regulations governing growers, there's regulations for the processing portion of it. Then there's micro business concerns and small businesses requiring certain quantities can be sold. Retailers have to be set up, and secure transportation has to be made. So each one has laws and regulations that are going to affect each of these groups. So you can see why they're waiting to get more information.
So even though the deadline is September-ish, this might not be wrapped up anytime soon.
Probably not.
No.
And as far as monies that the community might expect to get,
They want it. They want it now.
Yeah, but they're not going to get it.
No, they're not
It's
going to get it
take
anytime
at least
soon.
2 years.
At least.
Yeah, you heard that too, right?
I did. I was at the meeting.
Yeah, and they say, don't look for a big windfall either, because by the time they take this money and start chopping it up.
Let's give this guy some and takes back, yeah.
Well, the state's going to get most of it to start with.
They might get some, yeah.
Yeah, well, they're going to hang on to it.
Well, they're going to do as they see fit.
Yep, so it's going to be a while before anybody realizes any benefit, as far as money. So
Yeah.
if that was the reason for, passing this thing, that wouldn't be the reason. It's got to be because it's smoking. That's what it is, right?
That's what it comes down to.
Right, so that was approved, and there's such things as you can have 12 marijuana plants, for private use, within your community. Now I can envision, can't you? 12 here, 12 there, 12 everywhere.
Well, that's how.
How's that going to be regulated?
That's how they're
I don't
counting.
know. Oh, wait a minute, I'm only allowed 12. I better smoke this real
Oh
quick.
boy. Chop this one down and
Excuse me, or have a party.
oh, a party.
Yeah, that could be.
Good times.
Anyway, it'll be interesting to find out, folks. There's a number of problems that are going to come from it, and police chief, talked about some of those things in the past.
He's mentioned it.
Yep. Okay, well, let's now talk about the Village of Leonard, village council meeting that was held on June 10th.
June
And
10th.
Mike McDonald is the president.
Yep,
of the,
he's there.
Yep.
They have that nice marker board in the back of
Yeah.
the desk they sit in front of.
Well, that is an interesting town.
It is an
you
interesting
can't step
room,
back into
yeah.
the 1940s and that are.
But the marker board was not around in 1940s, but yet they have a nice marker board where they can update on the go.
You folks want to make sure you check out that marker board. When
Oh,
you
it's
go.
something.
Dan says, don't miss it.
It is going to be written on the marker board. Don't miss it.
It's one of the world's most watch
Yeah.
for items.
It's something else. It's a spectacle.
Okay, it is.
All in the Village of Leonard.
Now, let me get back to this, can I please?
I thought that's what we're talking about.
Okay, well, close enough anyway. Mike McDonald, of course, is the president. Shar Sotheby serves on that board, and also she serves on the communications.
She does,
Commission board.
yes.
Jennifer Arendale is on it as a trustee. Jennifer Swack, but she was absent, so we won't talk about her
That
now.
makes the roll call go a little quicker when someone's
Right.
absent.
Alex Kennedy is on that board. Clerk Cindy Groskopf was there, and Treasurer Judy Verse. Okay, so they did the pledge preliminary.
Talked about previous meetings, or the minutes for the meetings.
Well, they did, but
Yeah,
first they had the
that's
parade.
a big topic. Oh, yeah, the parade.
It's pretty, no parade.
Oh, I thought you said the parade. I thought they were talking about the Strawberry Fest
this
parade
would
coming
be
up.
the prayer.
Oh,
Shar
okay.
Sotheby, does that prayer, before each meeting.
Yeah.
It's a nice touch.
It is. You don't see that at many meetings.
Great.
It's something.
Well, speaking about touch, we'll come back and touch on this again, right after this.
Oh.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm with the OAA White Champions. Boys, how do you feel about that? Yeah! Let's go! And we are watching OCTV.
Welcome back to Minutes by Minute. I'm Elgin Nichols.
Hey, Elgin, I'm Dan, filling in
Dan.
for Dave Kenny.
You look familiar. You've been here before.
I was walking in, getting some equipment. You pulled me over, and here I am.
Here you are. Okay, well, let's get on with this meeting that we're talking about from the Village of Leonard.
Village of Leonard.
Yeah, the pledge, and of course the prayer was given, and the minutes for May 13th were approved. The agenda amendment for the U.S. Postal Service. Now that's an interesting subject, and since I just mentioned it, let me talk about that a bit.
Tell me more about this.
Okay, apparently Lakeville and Leonard have a mix-up with their mail from time to time because of their zip code. And so, do you know about it?
I can understand why such a problem occurs.
Big megalopolis, both of them.
Yes, they're huge.
Your mail could get lost out there.
They intertwine.
They do. So that's an issue, particularly when you get a bill and it ends up in a different community than so you don't pay your bill, and all of a
Yeah,
sudden they
right.
turn your lights off.
I'm not going to pay it. It didn't come to me.
Right? Why are my lights turning off? I have no idea. Right?
Well, what a problem.
Right. So anyway, so that's the issue, and they're going to bring it to the Postmaster General's attention. that this is a problem, in this community.
Has this problem been occurring forever?
Apparently
just
for some
recently?
time. Well, their population is growing over there now. A lot of people are
Little bit.
moving
Oh,
into
yes.
Addison area now.
Oh,
And
it's something.
now it's becoming more of a problem because there's more people. It always happens when
Yeah,
there's more
when
people.
it grows, it's always more people.
Right.
Do the math any way you want to. That's the way it works.
Absolutely. Now, I want to say that Mike McDonald, of course, is the blunt on this returning reciprocal problem that they have. They say, hey, we're not getting our mail. What are you going to do about it? Well, he's going to take care of that, but he brought it before the council so that it could be discussed. So that's what's going to happen to that one.
They should pattern what every other town and village and city does and do what they do. Well, yeah.
Pony Express, that would work, I think. Maybe. Not, maybe? Not. No.
Yeah, it should work.
It should, okay. They used to have train track over there where they have train.
You can
deal with mail.
walk
That
it
was
nowadays.
Last century.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll forget that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's not going to work.
Probably not. Okay, treasurer's report was approved. Accounts payable. Now they have several accounts that they withdraw funds from. One is the general fund. And,
Everyone loves the general fund.
Yep, that's because that's where most of the money is.
You can dip
apparently.
into that for anything.
Yep, $18,367.47. You want to write a check?
That's a big check.
Okay, you could go back to jail for that.
Very easily.
Okay, $416.93 for the major fund and $240.25 for the local fund. Now here's the twist. The Mill Park Recreation,
Oh, yeah.
0.
Who needs anything in that fund?
Well, they do. 'Cause they're trying to rebuild that mill.
Dip into that general fund
Uh-huh.
and insert it there.
Sure. Well, you could do that maybe, but
Well,
I'm
yeah,
not,
you could.
they don't want to do that.
Well, they don't want to. But what else are you going to do with this general fund?
If they do that, it's like throwing a rock in a pond and you see that spread out the water. That's what happens. Once
Okay.
you get in there,
You just can't stop. Everyone's dipping in.
it's
Hey,
like-
this
so
is-
anyway, they don't want to do that. But
Okay.
anyway, you folks would like to contribute to the mill reconditioning or rebuild, get a hold of their office staff and let them know that you want to donate a
Because it ain't getting any better.
couple 100,000, whatever.
Yes. Be probably easier just to start over from
Yeah,
scratch.
I think it's going to cost roughly about 30, 40,000. They got to work on the foundation and some other things. But check with your village officials.
Yeah, they should
and see what they
almost know.
say. Well, they would know. Yeah.
They'll give you a good answer.
Okay. Public comment. None.
None.
Nobody
Because
there.
there was no one there.
Yeah, there was people there.
Well, I was there.
Yeah, I
But
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear anyone speak up at this portion.
No, they were very silent. They all
Yeah.
looked at their shoes.
Yeah, those are nice shoes he's wearing this morning.
Yeah, they would be.
Yeah.
All right, so new business, village sidewalk ordinance. Now, the question was, how do we handle this? Do we only have $1,500 to have to work with to do sidewalks. We don't have a whole lot of money to do it with.
What's going on in that general fund?
Well, the thought is that other communities have the residents that have sidewalk coming in front.
Yep.
If it needs to be repaired or replaced, they share the expense, 50-50. Their village just really can't afford to pay the whole shot anymore. And actually what's happening is the sidewalks in Leonard they're pretty much all deteriorating to the degree that they're going to have to do something soon. Now, one of the people in the audience spoke up and they said, well, what about an SAD? That's, a special assessment district.
Oh.
And it's actually a tax, but you have to get 51% approval from the community that's going to be affected by this in order to move forward on an SAD. But that would be a consideration. Mike McDonald said he would look into it as a possibility. And one lady said, well, I wouldn't have any problem, paying for an SAD because I don't want to pay for the sidewalk completely, if that were the way that this township board wants to go, where I have to be responsible. I really wouldn't prefer to pay half. If I'm going to pay half, I might as well pay an SAD.
I'd rather pay less.
Yep, pay less, which an SAD would make that happen. And they could do the whole project,
Oh, yeah. Well,
with an SAD.
let's get the wheels moving on this one.
Right. You
do
don't
that.
want to do just a little piece of sidewalk
No.
and then have it drop off on the cliff.
No, because away you go, away you
Right.
go. I've heard the stories.
And there's trees also that cause a root problem, which,
Because
rises.
they were little itty bitty trees at one point.
Yeah,
and
itty
who would
bitties.
who would have guessed it? They grew.
Those itty bitties got big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They're not-
really big.
Yeah.
So anyway, they did discuss a tree, taking a tree out possibly.
Major issues over there in Leonard.
It is.
So they didn't really come up with a solution, or they did?
They're going to investigate it further, is
Yeah,
what's
they're
going
gonna
to
table
happen.
it. Let's see it next month.
No, they set it aside, which is pretty close to that.
Yeah.
And for the next meeting that's coming up in July was the request. But further down the line, they said, well, Mike said, I'm going to be out of town for the period of when the July meeting is to be held. So he said, I would recommend that you postpone the meeting till August. Well, if that happens,
August.
then they're not going to deal with an SAD
We're
in terms
falling
of
off
bringing
these
information.
sidewalks and tripping, and we have to wait till August now?
Yeah, you probably do.
boy.
Yeah. So anyway, that was approved. They're
Oh.
going to postpone
something
it.
was, okay, was,
That chokes you up, doesn't it?
yeah.
Okay, I knew that was going to happen. Okay, I've
Eventually
seen
at
it
some
before.
point. Oh, yeah.
Okay, they have a thing, they say, I know how you feel, others have felt the same way, but you know what they found? Eventually, they got it done. But it's going to take a while, and they're results oriented. They get a lot of volunteers over there in, Leonard, so it could be, maybe they'll all roll their sleeves up,
Oh, good.
make some cement.
Just wear shorter sleeve shirts.
Right, but in the meantime, they're going to check into the SAD, the possibility of that. One thing I want to mention too is that the festival,
The one that I previously mentioned a little bit.
yeah, Seymour Centennial or,
Oh, the Seymour celebration here
Celebration.
at lovely Seymour Lakes Park.
well, what's coming up? We might as well cover that right now,
well,
shall we?
Rounding up this month on the 27th of June, we got a Oxford Township Planning meeting that is at the Township Hall at 7 o'clock. I'm planning on being there
Okay,
because that is a great meeting to attend.
okay.
They have coffee, not fresh coffee, but they do have coffee.
You're a regular coffee
They don't
now,
have
don't you? You love coffee.
I was
okay.
told they had coffee, and I'm like, well, I'll be there.
You're not coming.
So,
Okay.
and then at the end of the month, they here at, again, we just mentioned it, is the Seymour Celebration. And that spans the whole weekend. They have all sorts to choose. They have fireworks,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday.
There's entertainment also.
Oh, it's a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else you got coming up in terms of meetings?
There's a ZBA meeting for the Village of Oxford on the 1st of the month, July.
The Zoning Board of Appeals. But
Oh,
make
yeah.
Sure, make sure you check first because they don't always have them. They cancel
No,
them.
because everything's already zoned out, so really what's the point of having a meeting?
I don't know about that.
Well.
What else do we have? Anything?
July 2nd, that is a Tuesday. The Village of Oxford is having their Planning Commission meeting. That's at the village office at 7 o'clock-ish.
Okay.
They're going to start things off, kick it off.
What else?
Oh, let me tell you, on the following Wednesday, that's when I'm going to be at the, no, I'm not, that's not going to happen at
Oh,
all.
we lost him.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about there.
He's in the quicksand again.
Yeah, I only
Okay,
go up to the 1st of July, and then that's about it.
That's it?
2nd of July,
Okay, you don't have any more?
that's it.
Well, okay.
Yeah, that's coming up.
All right, this is Minutes by Minute. I'm Elgin Nichols, and
Yeah, you are, and I am Dan Zweiss, filling in for Dave Kenny, who will be back soon
we'll catch you next time right here.
on Minutes by Minute.
All right.